There comes a point in your life when you wake up and realize you've been living for everyone else. You've been saying yes when you wanted to say no. You've been trying to please the world while slowly losing yourself. You gave your energy to people who never gave it back. You tried to prove your worth to those who never saw your value. But now something inside you is breaking. Something inside you whispers, "It's time to take your life back." This is your moment to rise, rebuild, and refocus, to stop chasing approval and start chasing purpose. This isn't about them anymore. This is about you. Focus on yourself until you become unstoppable. Most people aren't living, they're just existing. They wake up tired, scroll through their phones, complain about their life, and repeat the same cycle for years. They don't know what they want because they've spent their whole life doing what others expect. You're not lost because you're lazy. You're lost because your life has been running on other people's opinions. You don't need more motivation. You need clarity. Ask yourself, what do I actually want from this life? Not what others want, not what society says. What do I truly want? Once you answer that question, you'll never wake up without purpose again. You can't hear your own thoughts when the world won't stop shouting. Every notification, every opinion, every distraction, it's stealing your focus. Your energy is your currency. Spend it wisely. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand you. Stop wasting hours on gossip, social media, and comparison. Stop giving energy to those who drain you. Protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. The moment you cut the noise, your vision gets sharper. You start hearing the voice that was always there, the voice saying, "You're meant for more." You can't change your life overnight, but you can change your day, and that changes everything. Discipline isn't punishment, it's freedom. Wake up early not because it's cool, but because the world is quiet. That's when your mind belongs only to you. Start your morning with silence, gratitude, and intention. Write down your goals, train your body, feed your mind. Success isn't one big decision, it's hundreds of small ones repeated every day. Prepare your day the night before. Eliminate decisions that waste time. Replace bad habits one at a time. Discipline isn't about control, it's about alignment with who you're becoming. Every time you say yes to something meaningless, you're saying no to your growth. Learn to say no without guilt. You don't owe anyone your time, energy, or peace. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to walk away from things that no longer align with your future. Not everyone you lose is a loss. The path to success is lonely, but that loneliness is sacred. That's where you rebuild yourself. That's where you become unshakable. Every day you fight two versions of yourself, the one that wants to grow and the one that wants to stay comfortable. The stronger one wins. Motivation fades, discipline does not. You won't always feel like showing up, but you must remember you're not doing this for comfort, you're doing this for transformation. The secret to winning is not in doing more, but in doing what matters. Consistency beats talent, focus beats intelligence, self-belief beats everything. There will be nights when no one claps for you, days when your hard work feels invisible, but that's the price of becoming extraordinary. When no one believes in you, that's your training ground. That's where warriors are made, in silence, in patience, in pain. The world will doubt you until your results speak for you. Keep going. You're not behind. You're just in the process of becoming powerful. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. Love yourself enough to rest, to say no, to take breaks, to dream bigger. You don't need validation to grow. You need peace to evolve. Prioritize your growth like your future depends on it, because it does. The turning point in your life isn't when everything changes, it's when you decide to change. You can't wait for motivation. You can't wait for the right time. You can't wait for people to understand. The only permission you need is your own. When you stop waiting for others to save you, that's when you become unstoppable. You become the person you were always meant to be. You were not born to live an average life. You were not born to fit in. You were born to rise, to lead, to inspire. Every setback was preparing you. Every delay was teaching you patience. Every pain was building your strength. Focus on yourself until your potential becomes your reality, until your results speak louder than your excuses, until your peace is louder than their noise, until your discipline becomes your identity. Focus on yourself until delay was teaching you patience. Every pain was building your strength. Focus on yourself until your potential becomes your reality, until your results speak louder than your excuses, until your peace is louder than their noise, until your discipline becomes your identity. Focus on yourself. You've already started focusing on yourself. You've felt the silence, the distance, and the power that comes when you stop chasing people and start chasing your purpose. But the real transformation begins now. Because focusing on yourself isn't just about isolation, it's about evolution. It's about rebuilding the person you were always meant to become. And that journey takes courage. 1. Mastering your mind. Your mind is your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. If you don't learn how to control it, it will control you. Every negative thought, every fear, every doubt, they're just stories you keep telling yourself. And stories can be rewritten. Start noticing your inner dialogue. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, replace it with, I'm learning how to. When your mind says, it's too late, remind it, it's never too late for me. You don't have to believe every thought that appears. You have to choose which ones you give power to, because the strongest people aren't those who never feel weak. They're the ones who don't let weakness decide their future. 2. The discipline. Nobody sees. Discipline is built in private. It's the moments when you don't want to do it, but you do it anyway. When you wake up early, even though no one will notice. When you study, train, or create while everyone else is resting. That's the invisible work that separates dreamers from doers. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust with your future. That trust becomes confidence, and that confidence becomes momentum. You don't need motivation every day. You need habits that keep going when motivation dies. Winners are not the most talented, they're the most consistent. 3. Emotional strength. People talk about physical strength. Few talk about emotional strength. Emotional strength means not reacting to everything that happens around you. It means staying calm when someone disrespects you. It means walking away from arguments that don't deserve your energy. When you can stay centered in chaos, you've already won half the battle. Life will test you, not to break you, but to teach you self-control. Because if you can't control your emotions, someone else will control them for you. Let go of the need to prove yourself. True power is silent. It moves with patience and confidence, not noise. 4. The art of solitude. Silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. Most people can't sit alone because they're running from themselves. They need noise, distraction, or validation just to feel alive. But the greatest growth happens in solitude. That's where you hear your intuition clearly. That's where ideas are born. That's where you meet the real you, the one beneath all masks. Learn to be alone without feeling lonely, because when you can enjoy your own company, you become untouchable. 5. Letting go of the past. You can't move forward if you're still dragging your history behind you. The past can teach you, but it can't define you. Stop replaying old mistakes in your mind. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. Now you know better, so do better. Forgive yourself for not seeing things sooner. Forgive others, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Freedom begins when you stop being the victim of your past and start becoming the architect of your future. 6. The power of purpose. Without purpose, every day feels heavy. With purpose, even pain feels meaningful. Purpose gives direction to your discipline. It tells you why you're waking up early, why you're grinding, why you're saying no to comfort. Don't wait for purpose to find you. Create it. Ask yourself, what problem do I want to solve? What kind of person do I want to become? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be real. When your actions align with your purpose, every struggle becomes fuel instead of frustration. 7. Surrounding yourself with growth. The people around you are mirrors of your future. If you spend time with complainers, you'll learn to complain. If you spend time with dreamers, you'll learn to build. Protect your circle. You don't need hundreds of people. You just need a few who believe in growth, truth, and action. If your environment doesn't challenge you, it's limiting you. Sometimes you have to walk alone until you find your tribe. It's better to be alone with